Hey folks, so I saw someone posted this as a desired layout they had for their Squarespace site on one of the support Facebook groups. I recommended them as I normally would that they grab Will Meyer's plugin for list sections because they wanted to make this into like a scrollable carousel, and potentially I think they said they wanted autoplay. I'm not sure, but his plugin's fantastic for that. So I'll link that down in the description. Um, Obviously, it would be easy to make this layout with like a regular Fluid Engine section, but I'm going to show a way of doing this with a list section, just using CSS, so it will work on any plan, and there's no JavaScript, and a little bit lighter. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and made this little section here. This is acting kind of funky, but it is a list section. I literally went and grabbed I think one of the people sections, and anyway, just tweaked it so that the design was set to banner slideshow. It's full bleed. I think I messed with the padding a little bit. Infinite scroll. I turned off adjacent slides because that kind of looks ugly, as you can see. Oh, it looks ugly in general anyway because it's not styled very well yet. So I've turned off adjacent slides. What else? I set its style to card because that was a personal preference of mine. And I turned off navigation just because I wanted options to play with this background for the text. But that's not 100% necessary. And then a few other things. I got rid of all of the slide padding. Put the slide content width to large. I think I increased the space above the button. And then, yeah, horizontal position left, vertical position centered. That looked pretty good to me. So I'm going to save that. And I'm going to, I guess, walk you through my process. I'm kind of just going with whatever works as I go along. So let me just refresh because I think my editor's not loading. I don't have great internet connection at the moment. Yeah, this is kind of going to be done a little bit ad hoc, I guess, or a little bit as I go, but perhaps that's useful for you in seeing the process, I guess, of how to think about these things. Please forgive me, I'm fiddling around a little bit because sometimes when my connection is not working, CSS editor doesn't load properly. Okay, we're good to go. So first things first, let's target this section just so it'll only apply to this section. So I'm using, I think it's now Will Meyer's tool for Find Squarespace section IDs for Chrome. Again, grab that from Will's site. I'll link that in the description. And you know what, why don't I annotate the whole thing? So target section. What do we want first? Let's do side by side content. Now, if I right click, it's going to target here. This is all of the slides. This is the list. If I open that up, I'm going to look at the first slide here, and we can see that it has a class of slide. I'm actually just going to grab one of the selectors. I like this one here. I'm going to paste that, open some curly brackets. If we look back at it, we can see everything's aligned to the flex start, so the left in this case, and the center. What else? It's set to display flex, nothing else. Super. So I think we're pretty good to go there. So let's look at the content of it. Now we have the media container, so that's the image, and we have the content. When we look at the media container, as expected, it's set to position absolute. So let's grab that selector. Let's do that first. And you'll see why I've targeted the slide, and we're going to go back to that in a second. So what do I want to call this? Image styles for the sake of it. We're going to set that to position relative. And now you can see they're side by side. Super. But they're wrong order. So let's go back here and change the order. We're going to say flex direction row reverse. Looking good. We're going to now check again. And this is on the list item card background, well, has background. This is the card. Now you'll see first of all, it's set on the actual element itself as opposed to, sorry, the style. Some of these styles are as opposed to with a class, which is a little bit annoying. I'm just going to use important to overwrite that. However, it's got a set width and it's also got a set minimum width. If I get rid of them, you can see it fixes things a little bit. So these are the two properties I am going to change for the time being anyway. And let's grab a selector for it. I'm going to go with this one here, just because it's clean and easy to read. So text styling. Pop these into the curly bracket. Ooh. We're going to set the width as 100%. Don't worry, this isn't going to do anything yet. And the minimum width as auto, important. Oh, I guess maybe I didn't need the width 100%. But I still want to override that 350 pixels actually, because that should do this. There we go. Looking much closer so far. I've actually just realized this is aligned bottom, so I might quickly just save, go in, edit content, design, size and space, and where are we? Vertical position, bottom. That also highlights this gap, which I did want to talk about. So on larger devices, you can see we're getting this gap. And I think, if I remember correctly, it's more prominent on one of the other sides. Maybe not. That gap, though, can pretty much be resolved. I think it's just by setting the content to give it a height of 100%. Yeah, exactly. I only have one screen with me where I'm at the minute, but so I can't show you a split screen layout, but 100%, there we go. And we're going to set it as important. I know it's not really showing anything here, but when we go to full screen where it would have been an issue, there you go. You can see it's resolved. If we wanted to get rid of the background, we could also do background color. No, actually, let's do a silly color. There you go. Or you could set it in site styles. But I like using the card mode because it saves me writing some CSS for the padding, means more can be controlled natively within the editor itself. And yeah, just gives you more options or easier options rather, to play with styles and stuff. Okay, this is fine so far. What else did we want to change? I mean, making smaller text, that can be done within the editor. I'll do that in a second. Edit content, design. Sorry, that's my plugin from Michael from Square Websites. Another really good plugin to have, by the way, the Square Websites Pro Tools. Okay, style. Item description, let's just put that back down to 1 rem or something like that. Looks good so far. I might actually reduce the padding a little bit. I think that's good. And so I aligned this to the top or the bottom. I did align it vertical position bottom. Super. Save. Exit. This text is now actually aligned. Sorry, this content here, as you can see, is now actually aligned to the top. So what I'm just going to do really easy is could do flex or grid, to be honest, but actually let's try place items. This isn't going to work. Yeah, I didn't think so. Display, flex direction column, and justify content flex end should sort of resolve this. There we go. Yeah. I don't know, maybe more bottom padding might make sense. I'm not going to faff too much with that, but this is looking pretty good. And then the only last thing is if you wanted to do this funky spacing here, how would I want to go about doing that? I suppose, so if we look at the content, here we go. It's all in one H2, so you would either have to use some JavaScript, which I wouldn't recommend, or I suppose we could just increase the font size a lot. I can't remember actually if there's a way with CSS to increase the spacing between words. I wouldn't be surprised if there was, but to be honest, just increasing font size like that would probably work. Handle most of the work you want to do. I will have a think about that though. The other thing you want to consider though is this is going to look janky on mobile view. It is not going to look how you want it. Personally, especially seeing as we're using portrait images, or like they're narrower than they are tall on mobile. Having that, let's just show you how that might look. So here we've got the flex direction row reverse. I'm just going to write a quick media query. So at media, and let's just do max width, I don't know, 800 pixels. I think it's 768 for mobile and Squarespace by default, but whatever. And I should have used regular brackets, not curly brackets, forgive me. There we go. Flex direction column. And let's just gap 0. Don't know why it's giving a little gap here, actually. Let me feel like intrinsically, there's normally some sort of padding there. 1 second. Or spacing between slides. Let's just figure out what that is. Yeah, margin. Where is it? Margin top. So it's that orange filter for margin. Interesting. So there's a media query for that margin on the slide content. So I'm just going to go and find my slide content here. And I'm going to do margin top 0. And I probably need an import. Oh, I didn't need an important. Great. Yeah, as I said, being that this is a portrait image and we're doing quite large text, I'm not sure that looks the greatest. You could faff around with it and say, I'm just going to reduce the padding top and not even write a media query for the minute. Let's just say like 2 rem or something, just to show you what it would look like. It's because I have aligned everything to the bottom. Let's just quickly show you. So even though that would put the text slightly more above the fold, but not the bottom, I'm not 100% sure that that's what you would go for, but it's an option. If you wanted it to have that only on mobile, I would suggest doing the same at media, max width 768 pixels, justify content flex start. In fact, a more efficient way of doing that might actually be to do the reverse and say min width, because this is just slightly more dry. So it still aligns it to the bottom on desktop, but it's like 1 less line. But there you go. Really simple to set up this layout. You've got plenty of versatility because you can then do stuff with this background. Maybe you want some sort of funky gradient or whatever. You could also do things like 70 view width if you wanted to make it guaranteed to be larger, smaller, etc. Not sure if I want to add much more to that. That pretty much handles setting this up, other than any manual styling that you would want. For this particular one, seeing as that site background seems to have a little bit of a gradient on it, or maybe it's a poster that's being edited or something, you would definitely want to get rid of the background on the card. So you could set the background color to transparent like that, and then do whatever the site background is. Trying to think if there's anything else that you might want to add in here other than this little indent here. But I hope you've found that helpful. If you're interested in more tutorials, I will be finally putting up a little SquareSkills site and looking at doing sort of a membership where I'll just release a lot more of these tutorials, but more advanced stuff, generally more stuff that's going to use some JavaScript or some JavaScript libraries and things to do some really funky stuff going forward. And of course, you've got like my little plugin store that you can check out as and when you need. It's got some free stuff. It's got some paid stuff. I'm planning to revamp it. And yeah, if you like what I'm doing, feel free to like, subscribe, all that YouTube nonsense. Or you can just buy me a coffee. There's a link in the description. Or request some custom tutorials and plugins. Anyways, thanks.